Scott's unpublished works need to be collected, examined.
You're never going to see his papers.
So I want to start with the fact that I've heard that Lisey's story is one of Stephen King's favorite works of his own, and I know he was heavily involved in the production. So I'm curious what that was like for you as an actor to have him there, and how did that impact things for you and the rest of the cast and crew?
Well, I had him there intellectually, and as far as the writing creative process was concerned, unfortunately, that's one of the things that I'm jealous about with everyone else. I didn't get a chance to physically actually have him on the set on my particular scenes. But I will say that because he was heavily involved in every episode of the writing, because I knew that he was there in the peripheral, you could feel it in the writing and you could feel his presence all over the place. So that was a highlight in itself, even though he wasn't physically present, but you could feel his spirit, and it's all in the writing. So that in itself was pretty special. It's what actually I got excited about when I got involved in the project. Yeah.
I'm curious about your take on Professor Dashmiel. I think, he's the type of character that I like to think of as like a villain of circumstance. I mean, he's an antagonist, but I don't know, he's not the good or the bad guy necessarily. How did you approach him? Is it more complicated than good and bad?
Oh man, that's what every actor loves that, man. That's the challenge. That you hit it right on the head, Cameron. I think that he's a villain of circumstance or victim of circumstance, maybe not so much. I don't think he turns out to be a villain, but I do think that if you find people that are power hungry, they could be villainous, or some people, I guess when you seek power, and that's when your head is going to take you somewhere that couldn't be dangerous, right? I'm not sure how to play power where you're always nice and everybody's going to be beautiful to you when you're trying to hoard power. So I think psychologically that's where the professor goes, and that's the balance that the craftsmanship comes in, where you're studying the script, you're studying the scenes, you're trying to find the layer of the psychology of the man, and also to where his emotions are and where his heart is, and how you feel about other people and caring and non-caring. And so, yeah, for me, between Dane being such a masterful craftsman and Julianne being such a masterful craftsman, that's the challenge for me, is to meet that craftsmanship and that artistry, not only emotionally, but intellectually too, because the writing is so special and specific.
It's hard to say too much, but what's your take on, in terms of Dashmiel's story and his arc, is there a world in which he gets what he wants and things don't end terribly for Lisey? Is there a happy ending?
I hope so. I hope so. Like you said, Cameron, I can't say too much about that, but I think that from what you've already gathered, you don't quite know. And I think that's the ambiguity of the character as well. You're trying to figure out if this guy's a good guy or a bad guy. It's like, because we want it to be either one or the other, and it's hard it confuses us when it's a middle ground, right? It's like either you're telling the truth or you're not telling the truth, right? But we're in an age now also where, like, well, you said it's the truth, but is it the truth? And I don't know, and that could be uncomfortable, but which is what the character is supposed to do. Make you kind of feel uncomfortable as well. You don't know whether to ride with them or get out the car. You know what I mean? It's like, let me off now, or it's like, okay, I'm going to ride with you all the way. And so that's what I'm hoping, that when people latch on to the professor, they're going to have to decide whether to ride with him or whether to, get out.
Or back up their car full speed.
That's right. Exactly, man. Exactly.
You solve all the riddles, find all the clues, and you get a prize.